Hi everybody, this is John from USA London. Welcome back and thanks for watching. If it's your first time on my channel, as always, welcome. Today I have another video for you guys. Today's video is going to be an update for Form I-130, petition for alien relative. Stay tuned and I'll be right back.
USA Monde. Okay, today I'm going to show you how to fill up the new form I-130, which is petition for alien relative. This form was updated on February 27, 2017, and will expire in I think in July 2018. More precisely on July 31st, 2018. So to download this form, as always, go to uscis.gov/I-130 to download the form I-130, or you can Google form I-130. But the thing with Google is to make sure you open a website, a USCIS website. I don't want you to end up in a bogus website where they're gonna ask you to pay fees. Okay, so the best way is just go straight to uscis.gov/I-130 to download the form I-130. So with that being said, let's get started. So once you go to the website, you will see this page right here, and you click on form I-130 PDF. So once you click on that, you will see this form. So this is the form we're gonna fill out today. Okay. Um. So we're gonna start with part one. Part one. Part one is relationship. So you, the person who's petitioned for somebody, is a petitioner, and the person you petition for is beneficiary. Okay. So on one over here, on one, you say I'm filing this petition for my. So you're gonna select the person. If it's your wife, then you're gonna click on this one. Um, if you fill it up filling up the form online, then you're gonna check this. But if you fill up the form, um, you print out the actual form and fill it up by hand. Make sure you use a black ink. Okay. So for this tutorial, for the purpose of this tutorial, we're gonna use the online form. So if you file in the petition for your wife, then you check this one. If it's your parent, then you check this one. If it's your brother or sister, this one. If it's your child, this one. Okay. And then from there, if you are filing this petition for your child or parent, then you have to select one box between these four boxes. Okay. So over here, if the child was born to a parent who were married to each other at the time of the child's birth, then you have to select this one. So this one can be either you, a child for that parent you petition for, or you, the parent for the child you petition for. So if the child you petition for is your stepchild, then you check this one. If the parent you petition for is your step parent, you check this one. This one right here, child was born to parents who were not married to each other at the time of the child's birth. So if you are a child who is petitioning for a parent, and you are a child who was born to your parent who were not married at the time of your birth, then you're gonna select this one. So this one is a child was adopted. If the child you petition for is adopted, then you're going to select this one. If you are adopted by the parent you are petitioning for, then you're going to select this one right here. And then from there, we're going to move to three. So three is if the beneficiary is your brother, sister, are you related by adoption? If yes, you check yes here. If no, then you select no. Four, did you gain lawful permanent resident status or citizenship through adoption? If yes, you check yes. If no, you check no. And then from there, we're going to move to part two. So part two number one is alien registration number. So you're gonna tap your alien registration number here, your USCIS online account right here, and your social security number over here. And then on the bottom, or right after that on 4A, you're gonna tap your full name, which is gonna be your last name, your first name, and your middle name. Then we're gonna move to part 2 5A. Provide all other names you have ever used, including alias, maiden name, or nicknames. So if you use other name before, other names that are different than your actual name, then you're gonna put them here. The last name, the first name, and the middle name. And then we're gonna move to six. Six is gonna be part two. Six, number six is gonna be city, town, village of birth, which is gonna be city, town, village of your birth, you the petitioner, country of birth of you the petitioner, and then date of birth. Then if you are male, you select this one. If you are female, you select female. Then your mailing address, which is gonna be 10. So 10A is gonna be your mailing address. You put your mailing address here. Basically, that's the place where you receive your mail. So if you, let's say you send a mail through a friend or a parent or whatever, so you're gonna tap that person name first and then slash your name and then put the address here. On 11, um, is your current mailing address the same as your physical address? So basically, where you live now, that's the same place you receive your mail. If yes, you check yes. If no, you check no. So if you know, then you're gonna provide your physical address on 12 over here. Okay, this is the place you're gonna provide your physical address. So let's say the place on where you live on your physical address is gonna be for the last 5 years. Okay, for the last 5 years, make sure you put the last 5 years on the place you live on. So you start with the first one, the current one, where we live now. That's the address you're gonna provide first, and then you're gonna provide the previous one as well. Then it's gonna be then from there you provide all your physical address, and then from there we're gonna move. Make sure every time you provide physical address, you put the day you live on that address to the day you leave that address. Okay. Then we're gonna go to your marital information. Okay, your marital information on 16. Okay. So 16, how many times have you been married? So if it's two, three, 4 times, then you put it right here, three, two, four. Current marriage status. If you're single, never married, check this one. If you married, this one. If you divorced, this one. If you are a widow, this one. If you are separate, this one. If you are annuled, then this one. Okay. And then from there, we're gonna move to part 218. So part 218 is gonna be on date of current marriage. Okay. So if you are married now, then you're gonna put the date of your current marriage, the place of your current marriage, the state, the province, the country. And then from there, we're going to move to name of all your spouses. So this is going to be the name of all your spouses, including the current one. So to name them, you're going to list the current your current wife first, and then your previous one. Okay. Make sure you put the date your marriage end with your previous spouses. And from there, say 22. Information. Let's go from there. We're going to move to information about your parents. Okay. So over here, you can start with your dad and put your dad information, your dad last name, first name, middle name, the date of birth of your dad, and then sex, of course, is going to be male. And 27 is going to be the country of birth of your dad, on the city, town, village of residence of your dad, and the country of residence of your dad. Then from there, we're gonna move to parent two, which is gonna be your mom. You put your mom information here, your mom's information here, your mom's last name, first name, middle name, date of birth, and over here on 32, of course, female. Then country of birth, on city, town, village of residence, and country of residence. And from there, we're gonna move to additional information about you. Okay. So on 36, uh, if you are US citizen, then you're gonna check this one. If you are lawful permanent resident, which means you are a green card holder, you're gonna check this one right here. And then from there, we're gonna move to 37. So if you are a US citizen, complete item 37. So my citizenship was acquired through da 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 da. So if you are a citizen, US citizen, then you're gonna check the correct box over here, the right. Okay. So if you are a citizen by birth in the United States, then you check this one. If you are a citizen by naturalization, this one. If you are a citizen by parent, this one. Okay. So on 38, have you obtained a certificate of naturalization or a certificate of citizenship? Yes or no? So if yes, then you're going to provide a certificate number over here, the place the certificate was issued, and the date on the certificate was issued on 39C. And then from there, we're going to move to part 240. So this area is for permanent residents. So if you are a lawful permanent resident, then you're going to complete 40A to 41. So the 40A is going to be class of admission. Class of admission, basically, you can see on your green card. You see on your green card, you're going to see your class admission. And then 40B, the date of admission, you're going to see the date on your green card. And then place of admission, you're going to, which is going to be the place you get your green card at. So the city of admission, um, which is going to be the city where you get your green card, the state, and on 41, did you gain a lawful permanent resident status through marriage to U.S. citizen or lawful permanent resident? If yes, yes. If it's no, check no. And from there, we're going to move to 42, I believe. 42 is going to be employment history. So for employment history, you're going to list your the last 5 years of employment history. So you start with the current one, okay, where you work now if you are employed. So you put the information about your current employer. Over here, your occupation, if you are a sales manager, store manager, or banker, or accountant, you put it here. And then the day you start working there to present. They put present here because this is your current employer information. And then from there, we're going to move to 46. 46 is going to be the second employer, the third, then you're going to list the third employer, and so forth. If let's say if you in the last 5 years you work at 4 different places, then you're going to provide information about all those places you work at. If you only work at one place, then you're only going to provide one information about one employer, which is also is going to be your current employer. From there, we're going to move to part three. Part three is going to be biographic information. Biographic information over here on one, part three one. If you are Hispanic, you check this one. If you are white, check this one. If you are American Indian or black or African American, you check this right here. On three, you're going to check you're going to provide your height for your weight. Five on eye color. And then on six going to be your hair color over here, hair color, okay? And then from there, we'll move to part four, which is information about beneficiary. So part four, that's where you're going to start providing information about the beneficiary, the person you bring in or you petition for. So on part four, one is going to be the alien number of the beneficiary. Part two, number two is going to be a USCIS online account for the beneficiary if the beneficiary has one. And then three, a social security number of the beneficiary. And for A, you're going to provide full name of the beneficiary last name, first name, middle name. And then from there, we're going to, if the beneficiary used a different name before, then you're going to provide those names over here. On six is going to be city, town, village of birth of the beneficiary. Okay. And then from there, you're going to be country of birth of the beneficiary, date of birth of the beneficiary. If the beneficiary male, check this one. If the beneficiary is female, check this right here. And then, has anyone else ever filed a petition for the beneficiary? Yes or no, or unknown. So you check the correct box. And then from there, we're going to move to 11. Yeah, we're going to move to 11. 11 is going to be um, beneficiary physical address. Okay, beneficiary physical address. If the beneficiary lives outside the United States in a home without a street or number or name, leave Adam 11A. Okay, basically, if let's say the person live outside United States or overseas, and the address on which the person lives doesn't have any street name, whatever, you don't have to fill the street name over here. Okay, you can just start like you don't have to even put the apartment, just put the city. the state, the zip code, if there's one, the province, a postal code, and then the country. Okay. Um, Other address and contact information. So provide the address in the United States where the beneficiary intends to live if different from Adam. So if the address on which the beneficiary going to live is different than the physical address I just talked about, then you're going to provide that address over here. Okay, you're going to provide the address where the beneficiary is going to live when he or she move to United States of America. So you provide the address over here. So over here, okay, the street name, that's the same thing. If the address doesn't have a street name or apartment, you can start with city, state, and a zip code. So over here, provide the beneficiary's address outside the United States if it's different from where the physical address of the beneficiary. So that one, um, also over here, if the address doesn't have a street name, don't worry about this. If don't worry about 13B, you just put a city. Um, you just put a city or town, province, postal code, country, and then on the daytime telephone number of the beneficiary. Then from there, we're gonna move to part 415, which is gonna be mobile phone number, mobile telephone number of the beneficiary, and then the email address of the beneficiary if there's any. You don't have to. Beneficiaries marital information. On 17, how many times the beneficiary has been married? So if it's two, three, four, five, 6 times, then you put it here. Current marital status of the beneficiary. If the beneficiary is single, you check this one. If the beneficiary is married, this one. If the beneficiary is divorced, this one. Widow, this, separate this, and annulate this right here. You put a date of the current marriage of the beneficiary, the place of marriage of the beneficiary, which is going to be 28, the state, the province, the country, and then you're gonna list the beneficiary spouses. So let's say you have petition for your wife. So you are your wife's spouse basically, and then over here your information is gonna be the first one. So if you are the husband or you are the wife of that spouse, the person you petition for, then you're gonna provide your name over here first, and then the date of. Over here, you don't have to put it because you are currently married. You already provide the information about that. So for other spouses, your beneficiaries, previous spouses, he or she gonna provide the information about uh, previous spouses over here. So it can be spouse one to six or whatever. And then from there, we're gonna move to beneficiaries entry, which is gonna be 45. So beneficiaries entry information on 45. Was the beneficiary ever in the United States? Yes or no? Is the beneficiary currently in the United States? If yes, then you're gonna provide the class of admission of the beneficiary. Let's say the beneficiary comes to the United States as a F1 student. You can click on the drop down button over here to select F1. Let's say I can see there. Oh, I say beneficiary came as F1 student. So, okay, over here as a student academy, then you choose F1. So you choose the correct admission class of the beneficiary, and then provide the beneficiary on I-94 record no, I-94 number over here, the date of arrival of the beneficiary. So the day the beneficiary is supposed to leave the country, basically the day the stay gonna expire for the beneficiary. On 47, that's where you're going to provide the passport of the beneficiary. And then 48, I believe, is going to be the travel document of the beneficiary. If he or she has one here over here, the travel document number, the country, the passport or the travel document was issued at, and then the expiration date of the travel document of or the passport. And then you're going to provide beneficial employment history. So beneficial employment history. let's say the beneficiary is current employer, which means he or she is working now. You're gonna provide information about the beneficiary's employer over here, okay? The name of the company, the address, everything. But if the beneficiary is not employer, which means the beneficiary is unemployed, all you gotta do is just put unemployed currently. Um, just put unemployed over here on 51A, okay? And then from there, we're going to move to additional information about beneficiary. Was the beneficiary ever in immigration procedure, which means was the beneficiary ever faced on removal, deportation, or recession, all that? Just you check the correct box over here, and then you put the city where that happened, the state, the date that happened on 56. And then from there, we're gonna move to 57. So 57 is still on information about the beneficiary. Um, if the beneficiary's native reading language does not use or Roman letters, tap or print his or her name or and foreign address in the native reading language. Basically, if the beneficiary doesn't use alphabet letters for in their native language, then you have to put the beneficiary information in that language. And then from there, we're gonna all those information from there from 57A to 62C. Okay. And then from there we're gonna move to part 5. So part 5. Part 5 Part 5, number 1. Have you ever previously filed petition for this beneficiary or any other alien? Yes or no? If yes, then you provide the name of that beneficiary, the full name, last name, first name, middle name, the city or town, state, and date that you filed the petition, and the result if it was approved, denied, or withdraw. So, and then over here on 6A, if you are also submitting separate petition for other relatives, then you're going to provide a name and your relations to each relative. Let's say you petition for other relative as well, maybe your brother or your mom or your sister, whatever. Then you're going to provide their name over here in your relationship. If it's your brother, you put brother. If it's your mom, you put parent. If it's your child, you put wife. You are parent to you are father to that child, you are a mother to that child, all that. And from here we're gonna move to, so you're gonna leave relative to, if there's more than those, or two, three, four, you're gonna provide those information. And also, one thing I'm gonna tell you, if you don't have enough space to provide those information, you have additional form on the bottom of this form. I'm gonna show you in a minute where you can provide additional information as well. Then here, um over here you have to read this warning right here, because if you provide a false document or that, you can be prosecuted by the USCIS. Okay, read through, make sure you provide genuine and good documents. And then we're gonna move to part 6. Part 6 is gonna be petitioner statement, contact information, declaration, and signature. So petitioner statement, basically, if the petitioner can read and understand English and uh, understand every question in the instruction for this petition and answer to every question, you have check this one. If the petitioner use an interpreter, then you're gonna check this one 1B, and the interpreter, the language in which they interpret the form, you're gonna put that language here. Let's say it's French, you put French. If it's Italian, you put Italian. If it's German, you put German over here. And then on 2, if you use a preparer, so you check this one at my request on the preparer name, you put the name of the preparer here. And then we're gonna move to 3, which is gonna be information, the phone number of the petitioner, the petitioner phone or cell phone number if there is one, petitioner email. And then this is the petitioner declaration. Basically, copy of any document I have submitted, exact copy, photocopy, and unaltered original document. You read through this, and then you certify, like you say, I certify under penalty, whatever. Or this, you have to read through this, and then you sign over here 6A, and date on 6B over here. Then from there, we're gonna move to interpreter, contact information, certificate, certification, and signature. So if you use the interpreter, then this is where you're going to put information about it. Interpreter. So this is going to be last name, first name, and then the business name or organization of the interpreter, if there is one. And then the interpreter on 3A, interpreter's address, mailing address, you put that over here too, um, on the country. The interpreter contact information is going to be over here 456. It's going to be the phone number, cell phone number, email, and then we're going to move to 7, interpreter signature. Um, Before that, the interpreter certification. So if you are fluent in English and the other language you interpret on the form on two, then you're gonna put that language here. Like I say, if it's French, you put French. For Italian, put Italian. And then the interpreter gonna sign on 7A and date on 7B. From there, we're going to move to part 8. Part 8 is going to be contact information, declaration, and on signature of the person preparing this petition, if other than the petitioner. So if you use a preparer, somebody who help you prepare this document, then go and put a preparer first name, or last name, first name, and then the preparer organization or business if there is one. The preparer mailing address over here on 3A to 3H, and then they prepare a contact information of 456 over here, and they prepare a statement. Statement 7A basically says that I'm not an attorney. If the preparer is not an attorney, then he's gonna check this one. If the preparer is an attorney, he's gonna check this one. In the case extend or doesn't extend beyond the preparation of these petitions, check the correct box over here. And then the preparer certification. So this prepare certification, you're gonna say like I certify under penalty or perjury. You're gonna read through this. The preparer gonna read through this. Sign on 8A and date on 8B. Okay. And then from there we're gonna move to part 9. I don't think I missed anything over here, but the interpreter. The preparer. Then you're gonna move to part 9. Part 9, this is where this is the form I'm talking about. If you need additional form to fill up your information, additional information, this is the form you're gonna use. Make sure you put the page number, the part number, item number as well. So this is how you fill up the new form I-130, which is petition for alien relative.
That's it for today's video. I hope you guys love it, learn something from it. If you know somebody who might need this video, please share it with that person. And also, if you want to see more video like this one, all you gotta do is subscribe. Once again, my name is John. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next video.